And I can give you a huge analysis and put the glasses on and say, this is what the analytics say. But the truth of the matter is, these cats can ball. Arizona collects another ranked win tonight, and it's away from home again, and that now makes the hit list for the Cats. Florida, UCLA, UConn, Auburn, Alabama. And I remember a couple weeks ago, someone on the channel in the comments said who makes a schedule like this and that they would have been fine with 3-2 in these 5 ranked games. Well, my guy, Tommy Lloyd is the one that does it. He's a lunatic, but it's paid off. They're 5-0, undefeated still on the season, and clearly the #1 team in the country. And I can give you a huge analysis and put the glasses on and say, this is what the analytics say. But the truth of the matter is, these cats can ball. Bro, that's as simple as it is. They are just hoopers, 1 through however many they want to play on a given night, whether it's 8, 9, 10, 11, it doesn't matter. They're just that good of a basketball team. But since you're here, let's get into the analytics. Let's talk about it. The reason to me why this Arizona Wildcats team is such a heavy favorite for the national championship is because they can win in a multitude of different ways. When you play in a conference tournament, any team could get hot for 3 days in the same venue and turn it on and end up winning a championship. We see it all the time. But in the national championship, in the big dance, you have to win 6 games over 3 weeks in 3 different venues. You are going to play a multitude of different styles. The matchups are going to be completely different from game 1 to 2 to 3, however they shake down. And you have to be able to play a style of game that is combative and conducive to you winning, yes, but also beating the other team in what they do best. Arizona can play small, they can play big. They can slow it down and be methodical with guys like Bradley running the show, and they can get out in transition and play fast with amazing wing talent and depth. They have bench scoring. Delhi is absolutely amazing in cooking teams right now. They can play multiple guys. I think tonight they played 8 guys at least 14 or more minutes. Now they did technically play 11 in total, but they put some guys in at the end of the game. But nonetheless, they're playing 8 to 9 guys consistently at that 10-minute or more mark. And with that, you have to be able to overcome certain situations. Players getting in foul trouble. Maybe somebody gets hurt. Maybe somebody has an off night. And tonight you saw them play really well without Bradley, and when Koa Pete didn't have the best game of the season tonight, and they still found a way to put absolute belt to behind on a really good Alabama team that will finish top 3 or 4 in the SEC this year, I think. It's scary. But the scariest thing with this team is the defensive capability that they have. They absolutely put Alabama in a chokehold tonight, held Alabama to 34 second half points, and we understand that honestly 8 to 10 of those were really late in the game. They basically outscored them 50-25 in that juice part from starting the second half up until about maybe we say the 6 or 5 minute mark. At the end of the game, though, it was 57-34 in that second half in favor of Arizona. They destroyed Alabama on the glass by 20, which is 8 more than their typical game average on the rebounding margin, which is already one of the best in the nation. And the defense under Lloyd is the biggest difference to me between this version of the Arizona Wildcats and what we saw at times under Miller. As an Oregon fan, I remember basically 2015 to, let's say, COVID, had some really great matchups, but we knew we were probably going to be able to score against you guys. And if the offense wasn't clicking for Arizona, we could really get at you guys. Specifically, remember the game against DeAndre Ayton in that group in Eugene, where, yes, we shot completely lights out of the basketball. But again, there was no defensive pressure put on by Arizona in that game. Lloyd has corrected that, and that's what I think makes this team dangerous. Arizona under Miller would lose games in the tournament because they didn't have that type of defensive prowess. And if the offense had an off night, you could get into some really tough matchups depending on where you were. And even as the 2 seeds, Arizona got a lot, they still would find ways to lose games that they probably shouldn't have. This team under Lloyd, I do not see happening, and I really like them to potentially cut down the nets in Indy when it's all said and done. And the crazy thing, too, is if you look at the stats, Alabama was better offensively in most categories than Arizona was tonight. Bama shot better from the field. They shot better from 3, and they shot basically a better percentage at the free throw line and made 13 to Arizona's 14. But the difference is the second chance points, and it was a landslide in favor of Arizona tonight. Arizona ended up with 22 offensive rebounds to Alabama's 3 offensive rebounds. It was just men against boys out there, and yes, Alabama didn't play particularly well over the course of the game. The freshman Burries is getting better. 28 points tonight on 11 of 19 for shooting. Bradley, who, yes, is still one of the best point guards in the country, 14 points, 7 assists, and 1 turnover, even having to sit for about 9 minutes. with some of that foul trouble. Delhi had 13 points off the bench, and Arizona totaled in 25 team points off the bench tonight. Just another great night for the Wildcats. They have everything they need to win a national championship. The exciting thing for this is, can they keep this up when they get into Big 12 play? I think the Big 12 is really top heavy. We've said it a couple of different times on a couple of different posts on this channel. It's going to be fun to see them on the road. It's going to be fun to see the Zoo absolutely rocking when teams like Iowa State, BYU, Kansas, Tech, all of them come to town. It's just going to be exciting to see where this Arizona team ends up. If they obviously keep on the trajectory they are, they're going to be a 1 seed. I think the Big 12 will get 2 1 seeds into March Madness. Arizona will be 1, and it's going to be whoever challenges them for the title. The Big 12 is going to be absolute showtime this year, and we cannot wait to see it. Hit the thumbs up to see the basketball, share the video, subscribe to enter your name in the portal. Should be right here. We'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks.